Okay. So I only ever record these when I'm home alone because I like to be loud, and my sister, her room is right next to mine, and that would be very embarrassing as she is very mean to me. She's 12 years old and quite possibly the meanest woman I've ever met. But I spent the last like 5 minutes singing very loudly to Hatsune Miku and the Anastasia musical soundtrack. So all my energy is up for this, so I might be a little silly. But once again, we're reading Homecooked by Madeliana. Once again, boom, on the screen. We were reading chapter 14 because it just got updated. And I'm very happy about that. Because I like this fic. I'm so glad that it updated so fast. I have my tablet propped up odd, so I really hope nothing's covering the microphone. Because I don't really know where the microphone is. Oh, I think it's over here. Wait. Did you guys hear that? If so, I found the microphone. If not, ignore that. I might cut that. Yes. Chapter 14. Yes, it is inspired by Deltarune. So as of recording this, Deltarune dropped, yesterday, I think? So good. Oh my god. I have been watching fucking, what's his name? I don't remember his name. He's the one who makes comics though. I might put it up because I never remember because I can't say it. But he's really funny, and I've been watching like 3 hours, and I'm in like the first maybe, I don't know, 3 scenes of the game, and so far it's really good. It's really cute. I'm excited to see what that means in relation to this. Notes. This is one of the longest chapters I've written, and certainly my favorite. Buckle in and grab your hot cocoa. It'll be a long ride. Ooh, that is a word for a treat. Maybe that's a good idea. I got my energy up for this. I had a brownie sundae earlier, made by me. I baked brownies, and then I made a sundae with ice cream and like chocolate syrup. And it was so good. So again, energy way up. Man, I would kill to have this, Rhodey says, his head so close to the magazine he can barely see the rest of the living room. He'd canceled his subscription to Hot Car Daily years ago. I almost read that as Hot Topic, and I was like, I don't know if that's period accurate. Hot Cars Daily is so 60s. I also believe he has that or other magazines on his apartment. Oh yeah, because that's how you buy things at the shop. Duh. No, yeah, that sounds like him. He's a car guy. And had finally decided that bending 10 centimes wasn't too bad. Either that's a typo, which I've reread my own work. It happens. I get it. Or I'm an idiot and that's something. Even if it's not exactly an important thing to spend money on, it's cheap and very worth the price. Oh, which one? Vincent asks, briefly looking out from the clay he's been sculpting into what will eventually become a caterpillar. I'm sure he's very good at this, because it does say prior he is good at this. But I like to imagine he's doing that thing that I did with my mom when I was a baby, and just like rolling the clay until like it's a little worm. And he's just like, yeah, it's a caterpillar. It's just like a little stick. Use a toothpick and like my little smiley face on it, you know. Rhodey grins and flips the paper over to show Vincent the most perfect car he himself, and now Vince, has ever seen. It's a neon red Cadillac, all shine and glimmer. And it's a convertible, Rhodey says, gesturing so much he nearly drops the paper. I'm going to choose to ignore how ridiculously out of your price range that is. Yeah, I know. What do you think of the car? I'm gonna do that line again because I do think I emphasized the wrong italicized bit, and I think it reads funny both ways. But I like this one more. Yeah, I know. What do you think of the car? He doesn't really need Vince's opinion. He knows he'd have the hottest car in all of France if he could just get his hands on one. When he gets his hands on one. Someday. Eventually. 20 years from now. Dude, that's the 80s? Yeah, the economy's doing pretty well in the 80s. Although, what, Rhodey will be like... Oh, he'll be like 40. Damn, okay. That's crazy. Wait, Rhodey's like the same age as my grandparents. Ew. It's alright, Vince hums, going back to working on his sculpture. The color is hideous, but I can see what you see out of it. You have no taste. First off, quite literally, yes. Second of all, I should start charging you a centime every time. Oh, so that is a thing. Is that a French cent? I should know this. I should start charging you a centime every time you critique me on that, Vince says, rolling his eyes, but Rhodey can see the smallest of smiles on his face. Oh! They're so cute. They should have a little, like, Rhodey bean mean jar. It's filled to the rim, right next to the Vincent bean mean jar. Like a swear jar. And, like, they're both filled to the rim, because they can't stop being assholes if it quite literally costs them their life. Hey, you can't blackmail me into not talking about it. Besides, there's no way Vincent doesn't know about how ugly everything here is. Right? He's got to. Any sane person would. That's not what blackmail means, Rhodey. Huh? How did he even make it into college? He's lucky he finished high school. Vincent scoffs but doesn't explain further, and Rhodey briefly deliberates on whoa. Whoa, I read a different word there. I'm not dyslexic. That shouldn't have been an issue. Rhodey briefly debates on whether or not he cares to actually press Vince on it. Well, anyway, he decided no. Have you even seen your bathtub? I mean, who puts stairs in a bathtub? How can I not judge you for it? How tall can one's bathtub be to need such a thing? You can decide against it because you're not paying anything, he says, Riley. I know what that word means. I've read that word. I've used that word. I can't pronounce it. Why? I'd go to speech therapy for so long. Everyone be so nice to me. I'm gonna Google it later. Rhodey winces a bit, setting down his car magazine. Obviously he deserves it, but besides that, Vincent brings up a good point. I mean, I could start paying rent. He scratches the back of his head anxiously. If you want, I think it'd only be fair. No, Vince says it so decisively and empathetically that it makes Rhodey tilt his head. I mean, I have been mooching off you. Not kind of, he has been mooching off Vince for over 2 months. Shouldn't he have kicked Rhodey out at this point? Shouldn't he have kicked Rhodey out 2 months ago? Guilt starts churning in his gut, making his throat tighten. He finds he doesn't want the answers to those questions. Not now, not ever. Because he's in love with him. And I have enough cash now. Rhodey, is the concept of saving up money too complex for you to understand? Well, I mean, I don't really see the point of... Maybe you need this to be explained to you in a simpler way. I can grab a kindergarten teacher if you need. Oh, actually, I did well in finances at school. He says happily, puffing out his chest before realizing how stupid that is. Impressive how you can't tell at all. And even less impressive when you think about it from a more... Oh, wait. Sorry, as I was reading that line, I realized how fucking funny that is. Impressive how you can't tell at all. I mean, even less impressive when you think about it for 5 seconds more than that, Rhodey says, with a somewhat accurate impression of Vincent. That's really good. I like how both of our versions of Rhodey has... Sorry, I cracked all my joints right there. I love how both of our versions of Rhodey is constantly mocking Vincent and doing little impressions of him. I don't think that ever shows up in canon, but it's something I've decided is so funny. I love it. Vincent turns his face away with a small click of his tongue, but Rhodey can tell he's trying not to laugh. Score. Hey, at least it can be funny if Vincent will let him pay rent. That's so true. If I had somebody kind of funny, I would let them live in my house all the time. I think that's what you call a boyfriend. I wouldn't know. He sighs, trying to get that thought out of his mind for now, and turning back to his magazine. He skips through a couple of pages of ugly, snobby cars to get to the hot rod section. Whew. There's exactly 1 minute of peaceful silence, which is far more than there usually is. I'm gonna go check on the chefs, Vincent says, irritably getting up. Because of course. Hey, you spent longer here than I thought you would, Rhodey says without looking up. Congrats. Brody can't imagine actively wanting to work when there is no need to, but Vincent's undying love for his restaurant is so painfully obvious that you think the bistro was his girlfriend. Boyfriend? Ah! He's learning! Finally! Oh, it took long enough. Happy Pride Month, everyone. You're lucky I'm not making you go in as well. Vincent walks past him, presumably to grab his apron from the side table, where Rhodey remembers it being neatly folded. Rhodey snorts, leaning his head over the back of a chair so he can still see Vince. I mean, would you even want me there every day? Yes. Since I live with you and all, this is the only day you'll get a break from me. Good point. There's a joke here to be made about, like, them waking up to each other every morning. But I do not have the mental capacity to make it right now. Vincent ties his apron around his waist with an enviable amount of ease. Oh, also, wait. I read that weird, but I'm not going to do it again. Rudy shouts, suddenly remembering something he meant to bring up about an hour ago, give or take, but better now than ever. Yes? I'm going shopping today, since there are those trips I like. Vincent rolls his eyes at the comment, and Rudy pointedly ignores it. You need anything? Oh, I do actually. Give me 1 moment. Vincent strolls into the kitchen, presumably to get a piece of paper. Rhodey goes back to sitting in his normal chair and reading his magazines. He's gonna come back with some fuck-ass list of groceries and being, like, all, like, fancy ingredients and shit. Hella expensive. Rhodey's not gonna know what any of them are. He's gonna be like, what the hell is thyme? What is an herb? Now, Rhodey is expecting a pretty long list of groceries. Vince is a chef, he probably needs all sorts of ingredients. Okay. Clock me, I guess. I guess I'm a plagiarist. That's my bad. I did not read that line. He isn't expecting it to take a whole page of printer paper, though. Holy shit, is that actually your handwriting, Vince? I love when this detail is brought up also. In the last video or whatever, I recorded the second chapter. I don't remember if I actually posted it, though. Because I don't know if because I was tired afterwards, and I don't think I actually reacted a whole lot. I don't remember. But I think in the first video, I talked so much about how I love when those little details that aren't really in the game get brought up, that are just, like, really fun. Like Vince wearing glasses and having long hair. Sorry, there are car horns going off outside my window. Oh my god, there are more. Like 3 cars. Holy shit. There's a... Okay. This is another one that I adore of how just his handwriting is chicken scratch. He's so me for real. Rhodey demands taking the paper in his hands. This can barely even be considered handwriting. Rhodey can barely even make out the letters. What's wrong with it? Vincent asks impatiently, casually tuning the music player Rhodey'd never seen him use before. Another detail that I love. Nothing, he says, deciding that there's a bigger problem to deal with here. And an opportunity. He gets up, following right behind Vincent, in case the other man decides to leave while Rhodey's still mid-sentence. Something that's happened way too many times before. Because Vincent is Batman. Hey, so... Oh no! Okay. You know how, like, sometimes you'll read something and it'll be, like, a horrible plot twist, and, like, before you even get there, your, like, eyes read faster than your head does, like, your brain does, and you have, like, that dread in your heart? That's how I feel right now. I feel like Rhodey just revealed that, like, Manon is dead or something. Hey, so, I don't really know if my bike is gonna be able to carry all this stuff, so can I? No. You didn't even let me finish. Vincent quirks an eyebrow, a deep scowl on his face. You cannot use my car, Rhodey. Damn. Honestly, I'm with Vincent on this. Can Rhodey drive a car? Does he have a license? This is the 60s, so, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. But, like, no. Just, like, simply no. But how am I meant to? He stutters out. This is at least 10 kilos worth of stuff. Again, love the, units being period accurate. What the hell is a kilometer? Ooh, I'm gonna put an American flag on. Ooh, happy 4th of July. Ooh. It's either Pride Month or July when I post this. I don't know. I apologize. Also, Rhodey's always wanted to write. Oh my god, wait. Duh. I pride myself in my analysis skills. And I totally missed the fact that this chapter starts out talking about the cars. And him being like, oh my god, I love cool cars. I love cool cars. And now he wants to ride in a cool car. Where does the Delta Rune come into play? Also, Rhodey's always wanted to ride in Vincent's beautiful, sleek, black convertible that probably costs more than Rhodey's entire life. You can take multiple trips or use a wagon. Enter Marche. Listen, I can speak German, kind of. I cannot speak French. It's only 5 minutes from here. You'd rather risk our groceries getting ruined than let me use your car. Yes. Okay. That wasn't a good comparison. It was not. Goodbye, Rhodey. Have fun shopping. Rhodey swears he can see the smallest of smirks on Vincent's face. The bastard. Aye, aye, he says with a small sigh. And with that, the door to the and with that, the door to the apartment closes. Vincent going back to micromanage his chefs, as he likes to do, as Rhodey scans over the list, trying to figure out some letters. Oh well, at least this will be good cardio for him. The leaves are turning red, Rhodey notices, as he goes to make his 4th trip back to Vince's apartment, grocery bags haphazardly tied to the side of his bike handles. He's so smart. He even have to pay the 3 franc to get one of those stupid wagons. Well, it is August. Cold front reference, so it makes sense. Or is it really late June? Whoa! Rhodey can barely remember the months unless it's someone's birthday. Oh, okay, I get that. I thought he was gonna be like, oh, I'm technically, homeless. I guess the days really blend together. Kind of skipped the entirety of July, buddy. A stray leaf lightly falls on his head. Rhodey shakes. Aw, adorable. Trying to get the thing off, which makes the grocery bags start to fall off. Damn! Which makes me go deathly still so they don't slide. Which makes the bike screech to a halt, which also oh my god! Maybe I shouldn't have gotten hopped up on caffeine and sugar before this. Who would have thunk that getting my caffeine and sugar levels up so high would make me jittery and unable to read, kind of, sorta? Who could have possibly connected those dots? Before Rhodey catches them and quickly pedals faster, which makes him have a brief heart attack because he'd already dropped most of these things and had to replace them. Anyways, that means it's gonna be winter soon. Oh my god. Wait. This'll be cute. This is gonna be cute. I can tell. I can sense it. I can sense it. Winter is always interesting for Rhodey. No matter how fast he rides his bike, he never seems to be able to stay warm enough while he's out in the cold. At the very least, now he lives where he works, so it won't be as bad. I love Rhodey unable to comprehend how riding a bike works, despite always riding a bike. Like, oh, if I ride a bike fast enough, I will not be cold. And if I ride my bike fast enough, I will not get wet. These things have never worked out for him. But Rhodey himself doesn't really like winter that much. Yeah, Christmas is great and everything, but he hates being cooped up inside, especially when his heater gives out, and he'll miss summer. Especially since, now that he's thinking about it, it's been at least, half a decade since he actually went out and did some things during the summer that weren't dates? Yeesh. He's gotta spend this one, or what's left of this one, actually doing things. Maybe he can drag Vince with him, too. Come on, Rhodey, I thought you said you wanted to do not dates during summer. Oh, okay. Changing gears a little bit. I was ready for winter cute things like hot chocolate, snowstorm keeping them inside, Christmas cutesy things. I almost said Thanksgiving. That simply would not happen. I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass American. Switching gears to summer things. Summer is also cute. Vincent can't swim. That is true. Rhodey sees a very colorful poster on the side of a building wall with a Ferris wheel on it, and scooches his bike to the stop. Of course, that makes the groceries fall off. I'll get them in a second. There's probably no eggs in there or anything. I can't wait for him to hand these bags to Vincent, and Vince just opening the egg carton, and it's just soaked. He runs his hand over the poster. Madeleine hates me and wants me dead. Fêtes de rue. Oh, it's gonna be a fair. There's gonna be fair. I'm a big fan of fairs and carnivals and circuses. Circuses are my favorites. Fairs are also very awesome. I think they're so fucking cool. When Zombie Stage comes out, you guys know I'm gonna be shaking, crying, throwing up. Oh my god. That's so unrelated. But I'm the zombie guy. Okay? I'm the zombie guy, I'm the circus guy, I'm the alien stage guy. They're blending them all together. That's my shit right there. Oh, I'm gonna be insufferable. I'm gonna be a changed man. Oh, there's gonna be a fair. I'd forgotten about those. Sorry, I have to go back into character as a normal person. It says at the bottom that today's the last day I'll be in town as well. Huh. Well, better late than never. Vincent's gonna fucking hate the fair. Oh wait, they go to the fair in the art book, don't they? Oh, that's so cute. I can't tell which of these are just like coinkydinks and which of these are like direct callbacks. You see, I'm uncreative, so I use like so much inspiration from the art book just because I love those scenes and I want to kind of find ways to bake them into my fics. But that's so cool. This is not one I've seen like super fleshed out, and I think that's so cool because again, I like circuses, I like fairs. Vincent takes a slow, deep breath of his cigarette before exhaling it. It's a slow day, so the kitchen stands there in stiff silence. Inhale, exhale. He'd almost even not, oh my god, I was doing so well. He had almost not even gone to work today, and that thought deeply bothers him. Even more so is his current wish that he had decided to. Supervising isn't meant to be constantly entertaining, he reminds himself. Running a restaurant in and of itself isn't meant to be constantly entertaining. If you don't want to actually do the work, then you shouldn't be a chef, his previous boss had told him years ago. I bet that's a stupid dumbass boss who was like, you have to cut your hair because you're a man and you're a chef. Die. I want to publicly apologize for all this video has become. It's so hot in my room. So Vincent straightens his posture, keen to at least act the same as usual, adjusting his work coat. Professionalism is key, after all. All his chefs know. They know what he is. Hi guys, Brody beams, walking through the kitchen in nothing but his most casual clothes and a bright smile. Why? Oh, I don't know you're working today, Rhodey. Mirabelle, as at least he thinks this one is Mirabelle, whispers. I'm praying I said that name right. Their position not breaking, their eyes not leaving the counter, just as he trained them. He's not, Vince replies, flatly pinching the bridge of his nose. Well, I mean, you're not either, Rhodey says. Vincent huffs a bit at that. Fair. I notice that the other chefs start to look anxious, but Vince is so used to Rhodey's disrespectful nature that he doesn't hardly care. Anyways, did you get the groceries? Vincent interrupts flatly. Yeah, I put them up half an hour ago. Anyways, can I talk to you for a second? Is it just because you're bored? Or do you actually need something? Well, Rhodey gives the kind of face that shows that's absolutely something entirely unimportant. Yeah, it's a need. Vincent lets out a deep sigh, crumbles his cigarette up, and throws it into the ashtray before he then looks expectantly at his chefs. I expect no tardiness from any of you while I'm gone. It'll be exactly 2 minutes, no more. I beg your pardon? Okay, actually, wait, no. We're at a cut point. I wanna speak my shit. I love when Rhodey and the chefs hang out. I think it's so cute. This video is already 40... Oh, it's 26 minutes. Okay. Oh my god, I thought it was 40 minutes. Holy shit, I was so scared because I have to edit this. I might not. I always say I might not, and then I do. I give myself so much work. Beg your pardon? For once, Vincent says it not to be insulting, but out of genuine surprise. Rhodey had dragged Vincent into his own office to invite him somewhere. I mean, you don't have to go if you don't want to, Rhodey says hurriedly, waving his hands. Or if you're already going with someone. Why would he do that? Who would he go with? A man? I'm not. He shuts that down immediately. Manon, oh yeah. I'm a fool. Manon hadn't invited him. Rather, she'd mentioned something about her plans to go with her friends a few weeks ago. He doesn't particularly care either way. Ooh, if they run into Manon at this fair, they could double date it, but that'd be terrifying. And I think Rhodey would cry. Or he's grown as a person and he wouldn't. Great, then can you come? I mean, it's the last day it's gonna be open. I'm probably still gonna go either way, cause, but I'd love if you came. Vincent pauses for several moments. He has not been to a fair since he was 15. Not out of a desire to not go, but rather because he had simply not thought about it. I am so curious why he went at age 15. Oh, I guess 15 isn't that young. I guess he would have just been with his family. Or it isn't that old. I was imagining him just, by himself going to the fair being like, yeah, maybe one of these horrifying food creations will shock my system so hard that I can taste again. Which I fully believe. Rhodey's bringing this up probably for the first time since the... Whoa! Rhodey bringing this up is probably the first time the word has come to his mind in a decade. He stopped seeing the purpose in those kinds of things, especially with his bistro to run. However, Vincent finds himself not adverse to the idea of going, as much as he hates it. Maybe it would be fun, or at least interesting. Before he can say this, however, Rhodey explodes into a panicked ramble. Seriously, though, you don't have to go, because it's kind of a thing for couples, but I understand if you don't want to go with me. He patiently waits for Rhodey to stop, his hands clasped behind his back. And I know it's really not your thing. I mean, it's for little kids. It's for little kids. So it might just be me having fun as a little kid myself. I don't want to do that to you. And he's tired of this. Oh no, that's Vincent. And he's tired of this. Let me go change clothes. For what? To go to the fair? Poor Rhodey looks like he might faint from relief. What, did you change your mind on inviting me already? That was fast. No, of course not. Hey, hurry, okay? I want to be there before the, cotton candy closes. The stands won't close until the fair does. Really? I promise, he says, holding the door open for Rhodey so they can both leave his office. Don't go back in here while I'm gone. Aye, aye. Vincent alerts the chefs that he will be taking his day off, warning them that if any wrong conduct would result in them getting fired before going back upstairs to his apartment. He starts untying his chef's apron as he makes his way to the bedroom. A fair hangout. Rhodey must really... Oh. A fair hangout. Rhodey must really not have any friends then, if he's inviting Vincent. Or maybe he's in love with you. Vincent must really not have any professional etiquette if he's decided to go. He neatly folds his apron, stashing it into his arms before pulling open his wardrobe. It's mostly filled with different pairs of the same chef's uniform, in case previous pairs got dirty. He hangs his apron up before looking at his options. Chef's uniform, long sleeve black shirt, chef's uniform, black shirt, a different black shirt, and pajamas, yeah. Seems like his whole wardrobe. I can't talk. It's also my wardrobe. Well, but like replace chef's uniform with like a fuck-ass sweater or something. Maybe you should call Manon. She'd know exactly. Do not call Manon! Oh my god! Sorry, that shocked my system. I didn't even notice what I was reading for a second. Absolutely do not call Manon. Because I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna call Manon and be like, oh my god, Manon, I'm going on a date. What should I wear to impress your ex-boyfriend? Whom of which you have, like, weird guilt about. And he is kind of obsessed with you. And then Rhodey's gonna overhear and be like, oh, that motherfucker. The thought gets a little chuckle out of him. And gets a heart attack out of me. Vincent chooses a simple blue shirt. He owns color? Good for him. Oh my god, I thought he was monochromatic. That he forgot he owned. And white pants. He's sure he'll look ridiculous, but oh my gosh, if anyone were to wear white pants, it would be this duo. But he would like to not be recognized going on a stupid date, hang out instead of working. Vincent stays in his bedroom with the door firmly shut while he puts the outfit on, just in case Rhodey decides he'd like to change into literally anything other than the one outfit he has. He lets out a small sigh as he takes off his entire uniform. He could, or rather should, be in the kitchen right now, making sure everything is actually well made and not whatever squalor the chefs will come up with while he's gone. Love the word squalor there. That's awesome. The thought I swear I'm not AI. I just do that. The thought sets an itch in his fingers, making him want to come back and call this idiotic thing with Rhodey off. A few things. I love him calling it a date. That's so cute. An itch reference. That immediately that reminds me. Again, I don't know if this is intentional or means anything, but immediately it reminds me of the one nightmare Rhodey has, where he's itching. But the thought of going to the fair, as childish and as out of character as it is for him to leave his day off to go and do something, it still makes Vincent feel, well, excited isn't the right word. Content, maybe. Yes, it makes him content. Though, the last time the idea of something Though sometimes Though the last time the idea of something made Vincent content like this was letting Rhodey stay at his apartment. Clearly, this means that the feeling had a very bad record for decision-making. He hisses, buttoning up his shirt fully before he leaves the room to go meet up with Rhodey. I'm sorry, I can't read. I'm so sorry it came out like this, guys. I'm illiterate. I don't know why this is so hard. Oh my god. He best hurry if the fair closes tonight. Okay, guys, this is excuse time. I'm blaming the fact that I can't read on the fact that, once again, sugar and caffeine. And I had a test today. Ooh, I passed it. Flying colors. I had 3 tests today. I had a citizenship test and a GovEcon test. Passed them. Flying colors. Citizenship test? We will fucking find out. The fair is just as colorful and as bright as it had been last year. The rides tower over everyone, and Rhodey can hear the screaming of probably okay passengers. Rhodey had gone with Manon the year before, and she had looked so radiant that the sun itself could have been jealous. And a beautiful sundress and in big ol' hoops. He remembers being very worried about not disappointing her, and for good reason. Wow, other people really showed up on the last day. And now he's here with Vincent, who he's not entirely even sure that he wants to be out right now. His face is, as usual, pretty blank, but he wouldn't have gone if he didn't. Yeah, right? Yeah. The 2 of them haven't really gotten out together in a friendship way, obviously. In fact, Rhodey thinks it's the first time hanging out outside of work, or the apartment. It's kind of weird then. And Rhodey doesn't really mind much, or at all. But then again, he is going somewhere much more fun than Vince's plain-ass apartment, and he is getting Vince to come out of that stupid bistro. Just a stellar line. No comment, no jokes. Fantastic line. The setting sun provides a pretty orange glow that reflects against the metal as he casually waltzes up to the booth. 2 tickets, please. 2 francs. Damn, inflation is crazy. 2 francs for 2 tickets? That's awesome. Joan's a very bored-looking old woman. He purchases it, feeling quite happy that he can afford to do this without it being any struggle at all. And then feeling kind of bad that Vincent is the only reason he can. Remember how we discussed saving money? Vincent says, waving his tickets around like they're a wand. It is 2 francs, he shrugs it off. Not exactly gonna bankrupt me, Vince. Which is so true. He's gonna be so devastated when the 80s come. Poor Rhodey. The 2 walk past the gate, bickering lightly, even though Rhodey is absolutely beaming as he looks around. So many people are here. It's awesome. He can't imagine how much cooler it makes the experience on this fine evening that there are people. It would suck to be alone. Wow, that is interesting. I have analysis on that, but I don't, okay. I don't know if this is like just Rhodey being a people person versus Vincent not liking big areas with a lot of people, which I assume is what the next line is going to be talking about. Or if it's because Rhodey obviously hates being alone, which is why he doesn't like his apartment, especially when Manon is not there. That's why he enjoys this apartment, and one of the big reasons that he's getting over Manon is because he's had a person in the house. His whole chapter is about him getting closer with Vincent, obviously, but also, yeah, his comfort zone and going to do things by himself with people. And, like, experiencing things, like when he was playing his guitar at that one, at the call-out poster thing, and here. I think that's really, really interesting. It would suck to be alone. That's awesome. Just the idea of people being with him gives Rhodey so much energy and life. That's awesome. That's so fascinating. This is a little bigger than I remember it, Vincent says before cringing. Just as loud, though. Okay, yeah, and then that's Vincent being the other side of the coin of being, like, dreading the fact that there are so many people here. A little? Are you kidding? This place is huge now. Yeesh, I can see where the city spends their money. Vincent glances around everything. And the suspense of not doing anything at all very, very nearly makes him pop from it. And 2 seconds later, he does. Come on, Rhodey. Rhodey grabs Vincent's cold hand before he can stop himself and drags him towards the carnival games, laughing more excitedly than he has in months, as the lights and sounds and smells overwhelm him. Rhodey's heaven is my hell. What games are we going to clean out first? Rhodey demands, skipping past all the different light-colored rides and scanning around to find the actual good stuff. I thought you'd go for the roller coasters first, Vincent says, surprisingly still allowing Rhodey to drag him. After, but first, we are going to win everything. Rhodey fist pumps with his free hand, grinning the goofiest grin. This is so cute. He'll finally have someone other than his girlfriend to show how impressively strong he kinda is. This place is gonna go bankrupt. I mean, completely. Watch out, Stans. We've got Rhodey LaMoray and Vincent... Charbonneau? Vincent Charbonneau here together. Vincent lets out an actual laugh, so loud and sweet, he pulls his hand to cover his mouth. He pulls his mouth over... Whoa! He pulls his hand over his mouth to cover it, and Rhodey finds it to be a crime. Oh my god! Happy Pride Month! It makes him so happy knowing he's made someone as quiet and as emotionless as Vince actually laugh. Of course, the next thing Vincent, the world's worst boss, says is, with how talented you are in the kitchen, I would place money on you not winning anything. I love the fact that Rhodey, his favorite thing here is the games. That's just so in character for him in a way I haven't really considered before. Like, it just makes sense. Like, I can see him enjoying the rides, but him being strong and probably also just, like, good at these is crazy, and, like, lends itself to the idea of him liking these the most, and also just the concept of him winning things for people sounds like him. Rhodey, are you going to keep all of these? Vincent demands with an incredulous note that he's unwilling to keep he's unwilling to keep out of his voice, staggering under the weight of almost 20 different prizes. Even worse, Rhodey is currently carrying at least 20 more. Everything from tiny stuffed octopuses to massive plush cats to balloon swords. Rhodey had been, almost impressively when you don't think about how cheap this is, winning every single prize possible. It's been fun to watch all these prize counter owners look as shocked as Rhodey somehow wins their complete scams. Not so fun for him, a Michelin star chef, to be stuck carrying all of this. You can split them with me, Rhodey says absently, his eyes completely locked on to rearing his arm back for a throw. Now this is fun. Rhodey very rarely sees Rhodey so focused, unless the other man is either playing his guitar or type up on. Oh my god, I love this. Oh, this is a good moment. But now, Rhodey's completely zoned in. Too bad he's not that way in the bistro, but what can you do? Vincent watches curiously, or at least he tries, over this mountain of shit he's holding. Oh my god, they're in love! Rhodey barely even hits the corner of the bottles, but he throws it with such force that it knocks down all 3 of them in one go. Wow, Vincent says, genuinely impressed as the man holds Rhodey a plush, very ugly platypus panda thing. That's a Gravity Falls reference! Christ, you're gonna make them go bankrupt. Rhodey beams, taking a step closer, flexing his muscles. I gotta say, that Gravity Falls episode rage baited me. And flexing his muscles with a stupid smirk on his face. Nice poor Shinky's got him. I love that moment. I know what that reference is as well. That's also from the art book. I have like a little file of art book things I'm going to include in Zombie Plate. I think that's one of them. I just can't remember if I've added it already or not. I mean, I'd say I'm pretty strong. Yeah, I can tell. Oh my god. Rhodey's eyes grow so bright that the sun itself would be jealous. And Vincent feels the actual sun grow hotter, making his skin warm. Is that what it is, Vince? Is that it? Is that it, Vincent? Is that it? I've also, I don't know if I've posted this. Me and Madeliana share a brain, because I have a little thing in my drafts for a future Zombie Plate chapter that's like, the chapter title is Rhodey, the man the sun was jealous of, or something like that. Me and Madeliana, you can't see me, but my fingers are crossed, because we're like this. Our brains locked in. Why don't you go give it a go, Vince? You're a chef. That probably makes you a better coordinated stuff, right? Oh, he'd honestly forgotten that he could do this as well. He's been having so much fun watching, and that's genuine! Take all of your toys first, Vincent says, casually shoving the pile at Rhodey. What toys? These aren't toys! These are memorabilia. In 10 years, I'm gonna be happy to know that I have these to remember this day by. They are still toys, Vincent says, not surprised that Rhodey's so sentimental, but still never failing to find it ridiculous. Hey, I don't really think that you can talk. I mean, you still keep good care of Lenny. That is different. How? That was a gift tailored for me. Throwing that away would waste your semi-valuable time that you spent on it. Vincent says over his shoulder, approaching the little red and white mini tent where stacks of bottles lay. He gestures at all the prizes. This is a bunch of cheap garbage that is going to end up broken in a week. The worker seems a little offended by that. Rudy fumbles, stuttering out words that were surprisingly enough about how he didn't think Vincent would actually like it. Why would he not? Did he not look excited enough? Oh, you know what? No, never mind. Vincent is similar to me and people I know. In a way I will not specify at this moment. Because people from school have been finding this video, or these videos, in my Tumblr account, and by extension my AO3 account, which is terrifying. Watching this. I'll have to censor that, because that's his full legal name. Cheddar Productions, if you're watching this, hi! Why are you watching this? You don't play this game. Go watch Destroy Data and all of his shorts and all of his indie films. They're really fucking good. And he's gonna post a full indie film pretty soon with like professional music in it, and it's, oh my god, I have like the synopsis in my head and stuff that he's told me. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, everybody go check it out. He'd like to respond, but before he can, the worker says, "Sir, you need to go. Other people are waiting." Vincent finally realizes that quite a line has formed while he and Rhodey have been talking. Impatient. Oh my god, it's censored. Can't they try and play a different game? Damn, people can't appreciate good conversation, Rhodey says under his breath, and Vince gives a small smile. They are the haters of all time. I love them. You got 3 throws. The man says, sorry, I had to compute if I misspoke there. Canvas baseball. Vincent finds himself actually wanting to win, if only to prove Rhodey that he's not the only strong one, and maybe win the red-head one of those other silly little toys. Ow! So he takes the ball and methodically, with perfect precision, hits the dead center of the bottles. It was not a hard hit, but the bottles topple down nonetheless, filling with satisfaction. Even more so that Rhodey cheers and whoops like Vincent had just ended world hunger, so loud he's sure that every person here must have heard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. He's so supportive. And it makes something shine bright inside of him in a way that he hadn't never felt from all the food critics praising his restaurant combined. It vaguely reminds him of how he'd felt biting into cherry tart or perhaps a nice strawberry-filled beignet, when the warmth would travel down his whole body and refreshed him. Stop. Stop it. I'm so mad. They're so rude. Oh wait, is the Delta Rand part of this, and like inspired part, the fact that the 5th chapter is about the festival? I've gotten like halfway. I had to pause to make this video where Noelle and Susie were at the beach, which was so cute. Oh my god. Yuri. La 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 la. Yeah, it's just so cute. And I'm pretty sure the beignets were the thing that he ate while he was in the hospital. He picks out a plushie that vaguely looks like a sun and hands it to Rhodey. Oh, for me? Really? Oh, thanks. Hey, where are you going? We are taking all these to the car. Boo. No, that's fair. Rhodey loves roller coasters. You gonna take all 40 of those things on a roller coaster, buddy? Well, he hadn't been on one in some 3 odd years because Manon didn't like them, but he still does probably enjoy them. So when Vincent casually suggests going on the zipper, because of course Rhodey's fully confident that he is not going to be scared, despite the fact that this fair has one of the fastest zippers in France, at least according to the posters, because besides, if they're spinning, they won't even be able to feel how fast it is, right? Once when I was a little kid, my dad tricked me, and I trick in big air quotes, he didn't know either, on going on one of those, like, ones that go sideways and, like, because of gravity, you get stuck to the side and go upside down, and it was fucking terrifying. It was so bad, I cried. Vincent grins at... Whoa. Rhodey grins at Vincent as the two wait in this painfully long line, flexing his arm. Feel free to hold on if you're scared. Please? And I said this in the last video. Vincent, if you can't score, pass the ball. Oh my god. God, I wish that were me. Vincent rolls his eyes, his face red from sunburn. Poor guy burns like a match. Sure. You see. I believe wholeheartedly that Vincent is sunburnt right now. Duh. But also, no, he isn't. He's 100... Oh my god. 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 Okay. Sorry, I had to pause real quick to check how long this chapter is to see if I could finish it today. It is very long, but I think I will be able to. Rhoda's confidence does not drain as he makes his way through the crowd of people. His patience kind of does, though. The line is sledging along like slime, and the more the suspense builds for going, the more he realizes just how high up that ride is. Whoa, aren't these people meant to go to church? I mean, it is Sunday, he says under his breath after about 15 minutes. His voice ends up going a touch louder than he meant. Vince shrugs. I have never seen you go to church, and I live with you. Rhodey cringes, because it has been a lot longer than a few months since he's gone. But it isn't as though he isn't religious. He definitely is. He even read a couple books from the Bible by himself. And he used to go every Sunday. It's just, church isn't really meant for people like him. Church is kind of for the more righteous people. Way more righteous than Rhodey, that's for sure. That means something. Is it because he's gay, or is it because he thinks he's a failure? Or both? I think both is a good option. I agree. I very much think that Rhodey is, like, semi-religious. Like, I can for sure see... I think both Rhodey and Vincent grew up going to church. But Vincent definitely has called all that off. But I definitely see Rhodey being, like, still a little into it. Because he seems like the kind of guy who's very hopeful, you know? I definitely see him as that kind of guy. However, instead of saying that, all that comes out is a quick, anxious stutter. Hey, I used to. I am so busy. Going to the fair? Hey, I'm taking you to the fair. I'm providing a community service. That's basically like going to church. Kind of. You took me away from my bistro for something this stupid. Vince, shut up. You like it. If that is not a ticket straight to some sort of hell, I don't know what could be. Vincent burst into laughter that should have been more awkward and fake than it is. But it just been so unexpected, and Vincent says it's so deadpan that Rhodey very nearly doubles over from cackling. Hey, I'll save you a seat, I guess, he says, patting Vince on the back. Aww. For a moment, he's worried that he's gone a bit too far off, but then Vincent also chuckles. Good, I'll need one. Then I can use your whiny body to shield me from the flames. Hey, Rhodey squawks out, but Vincent has already smoothly walked past him, tickets in hand. Oh, look, we're here. Man, the zipper does look bigger up close. And faster. Vince will be fine. Rhodey will be there to comfort him. Rhodey is hanging on to Vincent so tightly that it hurts, screeching about how we're gonna die. Every single second that the ride goes on, Rhodey somehow manages to crawl even closer to Vincent to the point that it's a miracle his seatbelt hasn't broken. So much for brave, strong Rhodey. Vincent watches Rhodey. This has gotta be okay. Oh my god, they're so cute. Vincent watches Rhodey panic, making his face as calm as possible, just to be irritating. You know, I think I heard the operator say something about how the machine wasn't working. Vincent shakes just a touch because of how quickly they're twirling around. But it's clear enough that he wants to watch Rhodey's polar, gullible face just go several shades paler. Wait, you're not... Rhodey's voice quickly drowns into a scream when the pod goes into a particularly rough turn before it's turning into more curses. Vincent really likes roller coasters, he finds. They could definitely do this again. I think they should. I just read the first line of the next paragraph. That's awesome. I think they should do a scrambler, because those are the ones that you could, like... Or, no, the tilt-a-whirl. Those are the ones that you get squished together. I think they should do that. Whoa, is that an actual mime? Once again, another detail of Vince nobody includes and I adore. Rhodey demands seeing a man in weird makeup do his whole shtick with a group of passerbys excitedly watching. Rhodey and Vince are about to be one of those passerbys because this looks pretty neat. Definitely more neat than riding another one of those coasters. Okay, I have a confession. I, as I stated before, am a clown lover. I'm a circus lover. I love circuses. I love clowns. I have read several books about the history of clowns and the practices of clowns and the rules of clowning. I think it's so cool. It was a fixation of mine for a hot second. I hate mimes. I don't know what the difference is to me. I don't like them. They're fake clowns and they make me mad. I understand Vincent. We're like this, okay? There's a small gasp of shock from Vincent that Rhodey barely registers as he continues stepping across the streets to get closer to the man. He's pretending to be trapped in a room. Probably. He doesn't really know what mimes do other than the outfits are neat, and he's seen them in a couple rom-coms. What rom-coms? I thought those were just in movies. Come on, let's take a picture with them. Vince? Vincent has, somehow, in the course of 3 seconds, gone halfway across the fair and is currently waiting in line at a cotton candy stand. Good thing he's so monochrome, or Rhodey wouldn't have been able to find him. Damn, I just complimented him on adding blue to his wardrobe. They are so fan-coded. That's a fan with PH. Not that he thinks Vince would be able to be kidnapped, rather. He'd probably be the one doing the kidnapping, but that's a crazy line. He doesn't really remember where that train of thought was going. Vincent does not look or even acknowledge Rhodey's existence. Date over. Vincent, Charbonneau. Now that Rhodey knows the other man's name, he can employ the same thick trick his ma used to use. I know you can hear me. Is Vincent scared of mimes? That's hilarious. He will have to use that somehow as payback. Because he knows that if he was scared of something, that dumb Vincent would never stop making fun of him. He walks up to the man as fast as possible. Hey, Mr. Mime, is it cool if I take more than one picture? It's fine if not. Brody ended up throwing away his payback after Vincent got him a massive stick of cotton candy. He felt too bad to keep it. The two ended up splitting up. Rhodey wanted to consume all the delicious food at the fair without Vincent's judgmental stare. Vincent wanted to go ride more roller coasters without Rhodey holding on to him like a fucking teddy bear. He didn't like it? That can't be true. Vincent, say sorry. They agreed that about 10 p.m. they'd meet back up at the dead center. Most everyone has left by now, Rhodey notices. Not that he can blame them, it's pitch black out and not even the faintest glimmer of the sun remaining. I really hope that's not foreshadowing. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, this whole chapter has been talking... Okay, no, there's no angst in this. There can't be any angst in this. This is not hurt comfort. Probably. I think. But, like... This whole chapter has been like, oh, Vincent, or Rhodey's the sun. And now it's like, the sun is gone. I'll be devastated. I will cry. I will record myself crying. Only the light being the neon of the various rides. It's kind of uncanny, even though that it is great to not have any lights. He's never stayed this long at a fair. He's been too worried about Manon getting home before it got too dark. Not that that was a bad thing. Obviously, she deserved that. But he's glad. He gets to stay a bit longer this time. I've never actually gotten to see the Ferris wheel at night. Surprisingly, it had been Vincent's idea to ride it. Rudy's glad he asked. Vincent shrugs. I haven't either. Actually, I've never been here. What, really? Brody nearly slows down to a stop as the two walk through what's meant to be a line. When Vincent gives him a look, he quickly starts going again. I moved to Paris to open my restaurant. Obviously, this is the first time I've left it to go do this. Where'd you live? Oh my god. Where'd you live before this then? That's a little nosy, don't you think? Yeah, but I'm curious. Vincent looks over his shoulder, his mouth opening to answer. Tickets, please. A very exhausted ticket holder says before Vincent can answer. Rhodey makes a mental note to ask him this later. Seems pretty interesting to know. They enter, and Rhodey hears a mildly concerning screech as the door is shut. It's one of those Ferris wheels that are enclosed on all sides. Thank God! And the pod itself is way bigger than Rhodey remembers it being. The two sit down on either side of the uncomfortable benches, glancing out the window as the ride starts moving. Last time when he went on this, he'd been stressed because Manon didn't like heights, and he'd felt so bad he asked her to go on. This year he feels calmer, he guesses. He glances at Vincent. His face, so pale, has been completely lit up in the pinks and reds of the lights next to him. His dark eyes reflecting the lights like a mirror. It's almost hypnotizing. These are cheap, Vincent says with a grimace, adjusting himself on the seat. More comfortable than your couch, Rudy chuckles, because his bag's been absolutely killing him trying to sit on that rock hard, way too fancy piece of furniture. It's still way more comfortable than what he was used to sleeping on, though. At least Vincent's one doesn't have screws poking up stabbing him. And yet, you choose to live here, Vincent says sarcastically, even though there's a smile Rhodey's learned to recognize in his eyes. He still feels odd. He hesitates, staring out something like, well, yeah, of course. Rhodey looks out the pod windows, watching the stars twinkle and glimmer. Then he looks at Vincent. Oh my god. He's so in love. Like, okay. Also, love that these are pods. I have been on many a Ferris wheels. But I refuse to get on one if it's not pods. Because I only go on them because my sister wants to go on them. And she is, as I stated at the beginning, a little demon child. I love her to death. She's fantastic. She's awesome. Oh my god, she's so mean to me. Oh my god, this is so cute. Vincent, his crazy boss. Vincent, someone who by all extents and purposes is no different than the rich jackasses he'd been friends with at college. No different than the semi-rich jackass he'd been in college. Words burn his tongue, forcing their way out, even though the concern of whatever Vincent might say eats at him. Hey, Vince? Can I ask you a question? Part of him hopes Vincent says no. Sure, what do you need? Vincent, oh my god, that was such a good line read too. Brody twists at the fabric of his clean pants, trying to find a way to word it before quickly finding a way to stall. Vincent, please be honest with me. Vincent lets out a small sigh, glancing at Brody with annoyed eyes. He needs to ask this. He needs to. Why did you let me stay? Vincent's eyes widen in surprise, like he wasn't expecting that. Well, did you think I'd let you starve to death on the streets? I mean, pretty much, yeah. Vincent huffs, his arms crossed before smirking. You would have eaten rat poison, or your own cooking. I'd give you 2 days at best before you died. Brody forces a laugh, scratching the back of his neck. This isn't the answer he'd expected. This can't be the actual answer, right? Why would Vincent ever care about that? Right, but I mean, it was my fault I got evicted. I figured. So, why did you help me? Vincent looks at him, waiting for Brody to explain more, which isn't exactly something he wants to do. He's waiting for the pin drop on why he was useful. I mean, you are the Vincent Charbonneau. You own a 5 stars. Vincent interrupts so fast with so much offense, you think Brody just insulted his firstborn child. Plus a Michelin, which you should know because you work there. Alright, sorry. Yeesh. Brody doesn't even know what half of that means. Anyways, you own a however many star restaurant. What's the point of helping a moron? I was gonna say me, and you're proving my point. Brody throws his arms out before pointing at a very confused looking Vincent. I love this scene so much. It's so tense. He's not gonna confess. Like, obviously he's not. There's no way. But, like, it's so... Oh my god, I really like this. I'm not commenting very much on this because it is a good scene. I just want to keep reading more. Beg your pardon, and you're not exactly a nice person. No offense or anything. None taken. But you letting me stay here is just... He releases a sharp breath. The nicest thing anyone's ever done for me? Oh, that is sad. So, he barrels forward, ignoring Vincent's stupid insults. He just wants the conversation over and done with. Why? Vincent stays quiet for a long time. Brody taps his finger against his knee. He hadn't realized how long he's been relying entirely on himself for everything. It's always been that way, and for good reason, too. Every single thing that he did was to make him go on his path. Every single failure, every single thing that made him a screw-up, that made him lose people, it's all his fault. Vincent knows this. He has to. How could he not? What other interpretation could you make when you are a 28-year-old man with no wife, no kids, no house? So why is Vincent helping him? What does he get out of this? I don't have many friends, Vincent says so quietly it makes Brody startle. I've always thought it was pointless. I am a grown man, not a child who needs the approval of his peers. I've already got a successful bistro, and I never particularly wanted or needed people in my life. Oh my god. Brody's fingers tighten around the fabric of his shirt. He's not exactly surprised by any of this. Vincent has always seemed desperately lonely, at least to him. Okay, deep breaths. Okay, guys. Box breathing. Whew. But with Vincent stays quiet for a moment, that stretched on and on. With you, it was different. And Brody's breathing hitches, his eyes widening in shock. A bolt of electricity goes up his spine. You do love people so deeply, even if you knew, or at least I assume you knew, that they didn't love you back. That they had no possibility of loving you back. This doesn't seem like a good thing. Brody's voice seems too small, too quiet. It seems to get swallowed up in the expanse of the cabin. It's not, Vincent says with a small smirk before continuing. I've always heard about how trying is the most important thing. I thought it was ridiculous, because what even is the point of trying if you continuously do not succeed? This isn't how this conversation was meant to go. Vincent was meant to shrug it off, that he needed a housemate or something. But Brody is hanging on to every word. And another thing that people always told me over and over was, you need to try and show kindness to people in their hour of need. Vincent rolls his eyes like it's the dumbest thing he's ever heard, even though it's quite literally the motto Brody lives by. It didn't make any sense to me. Why did it matter what someone else did with their lives, especially when I know that they would never do the same for anyone else? Electricity is spread now from the top of his head to the tips of his fingertips, making him feel so alight and so weird and so wonderful all at once. But then you walked in with your ugly backpack, talking about how somehow you got evicted, and it didn't feel fair that someone could try so hard and still fall flat on their face with no rhyme or reason. Something bubbles in his chest, deep and meaningful, and he doesn't know what it is or why it's there, or even if he likes this feeling. The stars sparkle so brightly against Vincent's eyes, it looks like there's a galaxy in there. He wants to argue with Vince, say that there was and is a reason he fell so flat, and it was his own damn fault. But he couldn't bring himself to. And normally, I think, fair is a meaningless complaint made by immature people to justify their own mistakes. But for you, I think it's different. It's different, so I let you stay. So you like me. That's why. Obviously! Oh my god! Oh my god, my necklace I'm currently gripping my ladybug pillow pet. Her name is Lily, and her antennae got stuck on my necklace as I try to... Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god, okay. Again, so sorry I'm not commentating. Oh my god! Don't flatter yourself. I care about you. That's... Rhodey wipes his eyes, taking care of any wetness that could have possibly formed. That's the same thing, Vince. Another pause. The sky itself seems to glow happier, but that might just be his own bias from watching too many movies. What about you? Rhodey jumps again, really wishing that Vincent would just have given some kind of warning before he started talking. Why do you like me? What do you mean? I mean, why do you like me? You invited me here even though you did not have to, and you spent much more time with me than you need to, even if we live together. And if that electricity had faded at all, it's completely back, ceasing his chest and lightning. I mean, you're funny, lies, and you're a good chef, and you cook for me, Rhodey squeaks out, realizing how awkward and rude that probably sounded. How would you even get Manon to date him when he's this bad at talking to people? Right. Vincent's tone is almost disappointed. Is that all? No! Rhodey throws his hands out quickly. Well, I guess it's kind of hard to explain. Take your time. This time, Rhodey... Okay, actually, no. I'm gonna pause and commentate on that line. Oh my god. Take your time kills me because Vincent is clearly... Because he just bared his whole soul to Rhodey. Okay? Soul bored. But... And then Rhodey just like, oh, well, you're cool, I guess. You know, whatever. That is devastating. Oh my god. Oh my god, Vincent wants to be seen as so much more than just a good chef. He wants to be seen... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Take your time is like him trying to be like flippant while also being so devastated. Or potentially devastated. This time, Rhodey is the one to pause because he wants to say the right thing, but damn it, it's so confusing. How does he feel about Vince? Why does he feel like he's floating now? I mean, I don't really have friends either, he says, hesitantly, rubbing his shoulder. He's never really thought about it before. Yeah, I figured, Vincent replies too casually, making Rhodey huff. I didn't even really like you at first, he admits, for the first time. Really? That was you not liking someone? I'm sorry, was I too obvious? Vincent just gives him a little smile and an exasperated shake of his head that makes Rhodey feel like a child. But now it's just easy to talk to you. Normally it's really difficult for me to talk to people, I guess, because I want the people I love to be happy. Because I deserve it, every bit of it. The words are spilling out now, so fast that not even Rhodey can understand half the things he's saying. It's hard to keep them happy sometimes. Not like that's a bad thing, but I don't know. Draining. Vincent finishes for him, softly as though he understands. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But with you, it's easier for some reason. I don't have to try as hard, so I just can kind of relax. Rudy takes on a huge inhale because he'd barely even breathed through all of that. But before he continues, I like being around you, even without all of that. I don't know how else to describe it, but even though you're a high-strung jackass, his body's burning in a good way. He feels like the stars are shining right at him. I do care about you. Rhodey's Vincent's pale face has turned a much deeper red than any of the lights, and Rhodey is suddenly so very hot and embarrassed and... Guys, they're so cute. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're so cute. That's insane. That's fucked up with this author for making me feel this many feelings at 7-Eleven. Oh my god, 7-Eleven on Thursday, June 25th. That's so fucked up. I'm gonna cry. Hey. No! Sorry, I'm normal. Hey, Rhodey. Vincent interrupts the flow of the conversation, suddenly making the electricity evaporate once more. Glance out the window. Yeah? Have you noticed our car hasn't moved in like half an hour? Shit. And then it's over! Fuck. Fuck you, Madeliana. I take back everything I've said about you. Obviously, I'm joking. Obviously, I still love you. But oh my god. Oh my god. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. Notes. This was so fun to write. I really enjoyed getting to put in the spotlight how they truly feel about each other in a more open way. There's meant to be a direct parallel to the conversation those two have. True ending, but much, much more positively how they truly care about each other. That's awesome. I kind of picked up on that when Vincent was like, with you it was different. I was gonna put up a screenshot of that in the editing. Because he's like, yeah, I thought, the meal was made for you. I thought if I ate love, I could love. That's so fucking cool. But never feel... Oh my god, the lisp is crazy, sorry. But never fear, this is certainly not the ending of this fic. Thank God. I hope you all enjoy. No, thanks for reading. If you have any ideas, let me know. All comments are welcome but never required. Have a wonderful day. Love all of you. If I could get... Oh my god. AO3 is pissing me off. What do you mean I can't leave kudos again? Okay. That's it for this video, I fucking guess. Oh my god. No, I can't. This is so fucking good. This is a good chapter. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, man. This was really good. Oh my god, it was so sweet, and that conversation with them. I can't even talk right now. Oh. Well, I'm gonna go get some of the more of the brownies that I baked, and I just realized when I made the last video, I made brownies just before, and I'm making brownies again, and I'm gonna go make another brownie sundae because I'm genuinely like, oh my god, I felt so much during that. Once again, everyone go read Madeliana on AO3. The fic is Homecooked. It's on the top. It's so good. Everyone see that Boxugo got her own plushie? That's really cool. I don't want to end this video because I want to pretend that there's more to read, and there's not. And then when this video ends, I'm not going to be able to talk to anyone about this. And I'm fucking... Oh my god. Cool. Okay, everyone have a very nice day. Read the fic. Read my fic. Support Madeliana. Support yourself and your feelings. And go take a nap. Something I'm gonna do after my ice cream. Goodbye.